Do you feel your life is a revolving door? People come in and out of your life because disagreements keep pushing them away. The Bible teaches us steps on how to handle conflict and build long lasting relationships. In this video, I will share with you 5 powerful biblical tips that will help you handle disagreement the right way and build peace in your relationships. So, the first thing you want to do is to put your anger into check. The Bible says in Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 9, that do not be hasty to be angry, because anger dwells in the bosom of fools. Now, when you're angry, you're not wise. Your words are unreasonable. When you spill those words out in anger, you create more problems than solutions. So you want to put your anger in check. You want to calm yourself. You want to tell yourself, relax. One of the things I normally do at this time is to tell myself, Kenneth, relax. Be reasonable. Don't just speak words that will just come out from your mouth. Words are like eggs that fall into the ground that can break. You can create more problems in situations like that. So the Bible says, he that is not able to control his spirit is like a city without walls. When you cannot control yourself, you don't have self-control to put your anger into check, you create more problems. You are susceptible to attacks. You're vulnerable. You open up yourself to injuries and wounds. And so it is important that in conflict situation that you put your anger to a check. Check yourself. Check how you're reasoning. Check your emotions. Put it onto check. The second thing you want to do is to monitor how you speak. You have to be careful how you speak. You have to speak gently. The Bible says in Proverbs chapter 15, verse 1, it said, a soft answer turns away wrath, but harsh words stirs up anger. So the way you speak and how you say it, make sure that you check your tone, how you're speaking to this person. You don't want to escalate the problem. So be careful how you speak. Speak calmly. Speak gently. Speak with respect. Manage your tone. It's so important so that you don't escalate the problem. So it is important you speak with care, speak with gentleness, speak with calmness, because when you speak words that will trigger anger, that will trigger aggression, that will trigger offense or trigger, resistance, it creates more problems for you, and you're not going to solve problems that way. So speak to your children with calmness, speak to your wife with gentleness, your friends, your family member. It is so important that when you go through conflict situation, that you are managing your tone, managing how you speak, because your words matters, your tones matters. What you say and how you say it matters a lot, because you can escalate the problem, you can exaggerate the situation. And so the second thing you have to do is to manage your tone. Make sure you put your tone and your voice into check. To talk about the third, fourth, and fifth step, we'll look at the book of Matthew chapter 18 from verse 15. It said, moreover, if your brother sins against you, go and tell him his fault between you and him alone. But some another script translation said, talk to him privately. He said, and if he hears you, you will gain a brother. So number 3, speak to him privately. Speak to the person you're dealing with conflict privately. Don't get involved a third party at this level. Talk to the person and then talk and say, try to be mindful of how you speak. Tell the person the fault of the person. The Bible says that you should tell him his fault. Don't assume that the person knows what they have done wrong. It is important that you verbalize the issue. You tell the person, tell your wife, tell your children, tell your family member, your colleague, and tell them, this is one of the things that you've done wrong that I'm not happy about. And you see, sometimes at the point of private conversation, you solve a lot of problem at this level. So don't involve somebody else here, because you can fix this problem at this level. So talk to the person. Don't assume. Don't make assumption that this person knows what they've done wrong. So go to the person and talk one-on-one. And be careful how you talk. Remember, you don't have to be angry. Number 2, you have to speak with calmness. And so talk to this person one-on-one. And hopefully at this level you solve the problem privately. But notice what Jesus said. He said, if you talk to your friend privately and you solve the problem, you've gained a brother. You see, friendship is very important. Relationship is part of life. So important. You don't want to keep losing friends. He said you'll gain a brother. You want to gain those relationships you've lost. You want to gain friends. You want to gain people in your life. You want to have a lot of people around you that you've gained through dealing with conflict, through the process of talking to them. Sometimes somebody will apologize and say, I'm sorry. Never be too big to say I'm sorry. Learn to say I'm sorry when you know that you are wrong. And then in that Matthew chapter 18, in verse 16, he said, but if you will not hear, take with you one or two more, that by the mouth of two or three witnesses, every word will be established. So, number four, the next thing, take somebody with you. Take somebody with you so that the person will try to mediate the situation, because you don't want to be in a place where you are unreasonable or the two of you are not agreeing with the issue. So you want somebody who have a balanced opinion, somebody who has no invested interest in any of you, somebody who is neutral, somebody who will look at the situation objectively and find a solution to it. It might be a church leader, it might be a family member, it might even be a therapist, somebody who is not emotionally drawn or committed to any one of you. So take somebody with you to deal with this issue. So this person will look at each one's fault and say, okay, you were wrong and you were wrong. I'm sorry. Make all the effort that you have to do to make sure that you keep a relationship. Relationship is very important part of life. You don't want to keep losing people, having a life that is a revolving door. So you take somebody to go with you so that you can deal with that issue with a third party involved. You're talking about a third party here. Bring in a third party to see reason with each person and find which is at fault. And then at this level, each one should be able to say, I'm sorry and I'm sorry. Most of the time, you can fix it at this level. And finally, in Matthew chapter 18, in verse 17, it said, and if he refuses to hear them, tell it to the church. But he refuses even to hear the church, let the person be considered an idiot. So number 5, you want to tell the church, you tell the organization where both of you belong to. You want to tell the church so that the leadership of the church can get involved in this situation to discuss the issue between the two of you. So you want to go to the organization where you are working in, or going to the therapist, or going to a system that can help you. You want to go to counseling, go to a system that can help you. Go to the church so that somebody will be there to sit the two of you around and see how the conflict can be resolved. And the 16th, he said, if after you've done all of this, the person does not listen to you, you're going to have to leave it. You've done all the best that you can do. You've put in your effort. You've tried with one person. You've spoken with a person on a private level. Nothing is changing. Leave the person. It's time for you to move on and say, no, I've done all that I need to do to make sure that this relationship is kept. I've put in effort. I've put in time. I've tried to consult with you, but you're not changing. It is time for you to move forward. Sometimes it's good enough for you to walk away for some relationships. Some relationships are good enough to be left on their own. It is time for you to move forward so that nobody keeps dragging you back to the things that you've already been through. It is time for you to know that you've done all your effort, you've put in all the energy, you've put in all the time to make sure that your relationship works, and it's not working. Move on. Jesus said, leave the person. Leave and move on. So, but make the effort. Make sure that you put the time in it. If you follow these 5 steps, you're trying to resolve conflict. Most of the time, you will resolve 95% of your conflict. I've tried this thing. It works for me. In some cases, I had to let go. It's time for you to let go. If you found this video helpful, please like so that our message will spread further. Share with people that might be dealing with this kind of issues. And also subscribe so that you get the first notification as soon as we upload more spiritual content like this. Till we meet again, stay blessed